Yeah, so let's just have a look at what I actually do now. From now on, I'm going to run the ng serve right here. So let me just stop the program. This is the one I'm going to use for now. And because I don't need to go live, I think it'll work just the same on Azure. Then at some point, we'll just try and deploy everything to live. The ng serve means that I'm going to use from now on the localhost setup right here. And inside my localhost setup, where I run my local REST API on port 5000 on the Mac, I think it's 42,000 something crazy on the Windows machine. Go and read the port when you start the REST API, and you remember that's the port you should put in here. The port you have, not 5,000, but the port you have. Good. So I'm going to switch that into now actually using the in-memory database, because I don't need to use the real live database, and whenever I want to switch, I can just go down and put this back in my system. So I just want to let you guys know that. Another thing I want you guys to know is I'm going to make another change here, because I don't want to call it get customers inside the customer service. I think it's enough just to call it get, but that's again up to you. So that's going to be called get, and that means that inside my app component, instead of getting customers here, it just says customerservice.get. That's just a lot easier to read in my mind. So now we have something for getting the customers. You could also call it get all if you wanted to. I'm just going to keep mine as get. Let's try and get a single customer, right? So instead of getting all customers, let's try and make a copy of this guy that just gets a single customer, and that's very simple. I'm just going to copy it because I'm lazy, and here I'm going to add an ID of the type number. Remember, it's not int inside Typescript, it's actually number. So we have the name here, we have the get name. We'll call it getById like this, and then we'll send in the ID that we want to get. So now when we go down here, instead of actually returning an array of customers, we're only going to return a single customer. And down here, instead of putting an array here, we'll also say we just get a single customer. Now all we need to do is actually say we want to add the ID in the end, right? You've seen us do that inside Postman. So all I need is actually the ID right here from the customer, and then I'm done. So that was actually how simple it was now to implement, so that we can get a customer by ID, just like we're getting all customers up here. Now what I want to do also is I want to kind of notice it starts to have the same endpoint here /customers, right? I don't want that. So let's just make a constant up here. That's kind of the path constant. Let's just call it, just like it writes here, URL. So just write that here, constant URL, and that's going to be equal. And then we're going to grab this line right here and just make it once and for all here in the top. Now that means that I can just put in the word URL here and the word URL all the way to this point right here. Now it makes it even easier for me. It's even easier for me to read this, and I can actually make it into a line less here. There we go. So that's just pretty. And now I just put it up here as a constant instead of actually having to rewrite it again and again, because I'm going to use it again for the delete, for the post, and for the put. So now we have get and we have getById. Now start implementing the other ones if you want to. You don't have to use them in the UI to actually start having them implemented. So see you in the next lesson where we'll have even more fun.